Hello there, crafty doer. Jessica Michaels here, shaking things up and joining the Mix It Up Monday Hop, which takes place every second Monday of the month, hosted by Tara over at the Paper Snob community on Facebook. We're a group of crafters sharing our love for mixed media on scrapbooking layouts. And for this month, this is a sketch provided by Lisa Cuneo. It is a double spread. I opted for a single, but you can totally see the inspiration on my layout. So grab a comfy chair, grab all your crafting things, and let's get into the crafty doings. I have been buying so much new paper, I haven't even made a dent. So I decided to dive into my stash and grab this very old Simple Stories heart pattern paper to go along with this very new Simple Stories Book Fair collection pattern paper. And this cut file from Pear Tree, which came with this stack of books, but I went ahead and cut it out. I only wanted to use the title because the idea that I have is having a row of books inside every letter. Now, I'm sure there are many different ways to do this. I know that the best way is to cut out little rectangles or squares to adhere behind every letter, but I have very little patience and I was very excited about this. And when I get very excited about a project, I just kind of go. So I also don't mind using my handy dandy X-Acto knife to get in between the negatives. And so that is the technique that I chose to use for this cut file. Okay, now I'm going to adhere the little inside of the B and the D's. When I first started using cut files, I would always forget this part. And once I put the layout together, because again, remember, I have very little patience when I'm excited, especially about a project. And I would go to take the final photos and notice that I forgot the dang little circles to like the B's and the D's, and I would lose my mind. What is that one bugaboo that you always run into when playing with cut files? Let me know in the comments below. So for this layout, I wanted to keep it simple for my friends who hesitate to use mixed media on your scrapbooking layouts. And I'm going to use some texture paste, and I'm going to tell you up front, because obviously I already know what the finished product is going to look like, that I wish I would have just grabbed some either a white paint or white gesso, because as you can see, the texture of my texture paste is not what it's supposed to be like. It is a very old texture paste, so keep that in mind as I use this. I tend to spray some water and mix it up and close it to help it kind of revive a little bit, but I'm getting down to the very bare minimum of this product. And so again, to be fair, that's what's going on with my texture paste. But the idea here is to add some scrapes of this texture paste to help kind of cover the pattern paper. This is an excellent way to add mixed media to your pattern paper for not even just scrapbooking layouts, but for cards as well. When you're using pattern paper that has a lot of movement, this one doesn't really, but you know, again, I was just diving into my stash. But you see how it's kind of covered up a little bit? That's what we want. Next, totally grabbing this out of my trash can and snipping it down to a more comfortable size. I'm going to do a little bit of ink smooshing, and I grabbed these two Distress Oxide colors, Worn Lipstick and Tattered rose to see, really I want to mix them both up, but I have a feeling that the tattered rose is going to be a little too light. And this is a super simple technique. As you can see, there's a big old blob. If that scares you, just dab it off, but you simply smoosh your plastic onto your ink pad and spritz it with water, and then you have control of where you want to add that ink. My focus is to add it on the white texture paste so it can really pop off the pattern paper. Here I'm going to try the tattered rose, and instantly I noticed that it's just a little bit too light for me. Even mixing it in with the worn lipstick, it's not doing much for me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some more of that worn lipstick and add it on top of the tattered rose. To me, mixed media is all about mixing the mediums, of course, but also layering to add depth. So I'm going to add some polka dots using the same colored ink. That way it looks like it's kind of coming off of that texture paste and also that ink smooshing that we did. And it just adds a little bit more dimension to our little corner of mixed media. One other thing that I love doing to my mixed media paper projects is adding some splatter. I like to use Dina Wakley's white gloss spray because it dries like spray paint. So it adds another different type of texture, but also it sits nicely on top of all of those colors. It's time to adhere my title to my page, and I like to just adhere the center of it so I get some wiggle room for embellishing. Usually I don't know what that's gonna look like, so this tip really helps with that. Now, one thing about my scrapbooking that frustrates me sometimes is that I'm a visual person, and so like I need to see the sketch on my layout. So that's why I need to place these pretend photos where I'm going to put my actual photos that I haven't printed out, and it'll help me visualize where I'm going to embellish. So if you are a visual person like I am, why don't you give me a thumbs up? Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up, letting me know that you get me. It's time to embellish. I'm going to use nothing but the sticker sheet that comes with the book fair collection. Now I do want to mention that after the video, I went ahead and added way more stickers and embellishing bits from the same collection. I want to show you here how I wish it was a lot brighter, which I also go in and grab my white gesso in the end and use the same technique with my palette knife, even after adding a little bit more texture paste first. You'll see the finished layout at the end of this video here, and I want to thank you so much for watching. The links to the rest of the crafters on the hop are linked in the description box below. Please go check them out, give them a thumbs up and a follow, as well as my channel if you haven't done so already. Until the next crafty doings.